Hello everyone, we are Group 2 and today our presentation will be about heritage tourism in Ayutthaya province, Thailand. Next slide please.
And here's our table of content. Next please. Ayutthaya is our target destination, and the reason why we chose Ayutthaya is because it is the second major capital of Siam or Thailand. Ayutthaya has been claimed to be the World Heritage Site by the UNESCO, and Ayutthaya has the fascinating views and also rich in history, art, and architecture. Also, Ayutthaya used to be one of Asia's major trading ports. Next, please.
So now I will talk about the heritage tourism concept. Heritage tourism focuses on historic attraction and some intangible forms of culture, such as tradition and lifestyle of the communities. Heritage attractions can be monuments and historical buildings, as well as some religious heritage attractions, such as churches or temples, or cultural. There are many benefits from practicing heritage tourism, such as earning extra money for conservation, and also it can raise the public attention about the indigenous tradition, as well as rising awareness to protect the heritage landscape, traditional knowledge and practices. Considering Ayutthaya rich history and cultural, heritage tourism is one of the most popular tourism concepts here. The heritage sites should be maintained in a sustainable way.
The next one we will talk about the political aspect. It is under the control of Ministry of Tourism and Sport, Department of Tourism. The objective is to promote tourism and tourism industry, publicize Thailand in terms of natural beauty, historical site, archaeological finds, history, art and culture, sports, and technological evolution, as well as other activities that attract tourists, and facilitate and provide safety for tourists, promote good understanding and friendliness between people and between countries, and lastly, initiate tourism development and to develop basic elements and facility for tourists. Next, please. This is the current work of the government. The target market, they mainly target on the Chinese tourist market, and the policy during the COVID-19, there is no country lockdown, only restrict on the highly infected area. And currently they are planning on open the border to let the tourists from all over the world to revisit Thailand again. And they're also encouraged inbound tourists for stimulate the tourist and economy of Thailand. But however, there is the instability of the government due to the protest against the military government. And the Tourism Authority of Thailand just launched Thailand Smart Tourist Platform for promoting domestic tourists and also the campaign of Book Now, Travel Soon. To keeping the international tourists and connect via social media, the campaign featured the cultural content and the virtual tour and audio-visual live streaming of well-known landmarks nationwide.
And moving on to the economic aspects. Next, please. And one of the biggest trends that made heritage tourism become more viral in Thailand is because of the TV series called Love Destiny, or in Thai, Bupphe Saniwat, which promotes the historical events and sites, traditional outfits, food of Thailand during the time. Due to the popularity of the series, the economy is stimulated in the area, which creates jobs, business opportunities, and also improve the cash flow as well. Next, please.
This is the environmental aspect. Next slide, please. The environmental aspect with over-tourism for domestic. First, this situation happens since Thai people follow Thai TV series trend like Bupphe Saniwat or Love Destiny. Second, Ayutthaya is close to Bangkok, where it's the capital city, so it is easy for traveling, also has comfortable transportation. And last, it can be one-day trip destination. For international, Ayutthaya is the main tourist attraction of Thailand. Its cultural heritage and historical sites are well known over the world and accepted from UNESCO. Moreover, if the visitor travel to Thailand with travel company, most of tour package will include this city as a destination. Next slide, please. Next is the aspect with climate change. Due to this phenomenon around the world, it results in the change of structure, especially the fragile structure. In the longer period, it might be difficult to be restored. Next slide, please.
Next, I will compare the Thailand heritage tourism with Korean heritage tourism. Next, please. Just like Thailand, heritage tourism has become a big trend in Korea because of the influence of visual media presented by K-pop, K-drama, and movies. However, in the case of Korea, the trend has also spread out to the world. Compared to Thailand, the Korean waves has a bigger influence on the image of Korean to foreigners. In the beginning days of the Korean wave, popular historical dramas has become a huge trend on the televisions and on the internet, not only in Korea but also in many other Asian countries. The combinations of traditional costume, culinary, and heritage sites appearing on the drama productions has brought the audience closer to Korean culture and urged them to get to know more about the country through tourism. Next, please. As a result, the number of foreign tourists visiting Korea has increased nearly fourfold between 1998, when the Korean wave began, and 2014. Of the total number of foreign tourists, the proportions of Asian tourists, the center of the Korean wave, has also increased. To support the heritage tourism in Korea, the Cultural Heritage Administration has established 6 missions to promote and preserve the national heritage sites. First, registrations of more cultural heritage, approval for alternation and excavations, conservations of cultural heritage and financial support, managing sites of the Joseon dynasty, globalizations and exchange with North Korea, and finally, research and investigations. However, just like Thailand heritage tourism, Korean heritage tourism has also caused negative damage to the environment. The damage caused by illegal food vendors and protesters near the heritage sites has cost over 6 million USD to clean up. Also, the constructions of urban residents and commercial infrastructures and facilities pose great threat on cultural heritage sites. During the COVID-19, the Korean government policy is to focus on domestic tourism by launching the Visit Korean Heritage campaign with the slogan, Feel the Real Korean Heritage. Since June 2020, the Korean Cultural Heritage Administration has established a website and created different social network accounts to reach to more international visitors through virtual tourism. Next, please.
Next, the COVID-19 situation. As Thailand is one of the tourism-based countries that were impacted a lot by the COVID-19, there were several legal consequences and impact due to this pandemic. From Thailand National Emergency Decree issued in response of COVID-19 pandemic that Thailand has closed the airplane, which lead to the airline to stop operating since March in April from last year, and this has interrupted the tourist flow and create a huge impact on Thailand tourism. As Thailand is 36% of Thailand GDP related with the tourism industry, and Thailand had restricted entry to its country of everyone, including Thai citizens who are still subjected to do the state quarantine for 14 days. And decree has influx famous attraction, tourist target, pubs and bar, although only a limit of people to decided in the seat and require of the social distancing. Next slide, please. This is the last data that showing the coronavirus cases in Thailand. It's showing that in this month, the infected had increasing. Next slide, please. Thai government is struggling to secure enough COVID-19 vaccine for its entire population as they rush to acquire those intensify across the world, and they're planning to import 200,000 doses from China by this February, which is not enough for Thai population. Then they plan to import more on April for 2 million doses from UK as well. Next slide, please.
The solution and direction for COVID-19 situation, promoting inbound tourism to recover the tourism industry and remain the situation in the controllable level. Next slide, please.
So now I will talk about the SDGs goal that related to heritage tourism. First is the goal 8, which is decent work and economic growth. Since by practicing heritage tourism, it can increase the job opportunities of the local communities. So it can promote the sustainable economic growth in the site. Next is goal 11, which is sustainable cities and communities. Because these sites that is practicing heritage tourism should be enhance the inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable environments. Also, it is connected to Goal 12. Heritage tourism ensures sustainable consumption and product patterns. Last, there's a connection to Goal 17, which is partnership for the goal. It can strengthen the means of implementation as well as revitalizing the global partnership for sustainable development. That is our reference list. Yeah, thank you for listening.